boys and girls, this is your homie, Drew Blue. Back at it again with another Vibe Out session. In this episode 3, I believe, we are going back to the homie, Minneapolis native Nikko Lafre. And yeah, I know this thing's bouncy. Sorry about that, guys. I got a new, a new clip to put on my car. And I'm hitting my hand on my phone. Probably gotta adjust it a little bit. But yeah, as you can tell, it's shaking because I'm driving. But yeah, I've been looking forward to playing this series here because honestly, to any Nikko Lafre fans, they should understand, like, these 6 tracks are probably gonna be the ones that they've least remembered hearing. Mainly because they were released as loosies, and you know, they were never added onto the next project that Nikko Lafre added after MPLS. Because basically that was the time period when all these tracks was made. He did make a couple of the loose tracks that ended up being on the album, but these were definitely leftovers that definitely should have been highly considered. But I won't argue, because the tracks that he did have making the next project was fire, and I'll definitely get into that for the next episode when I review that project. Whew, man, what a body of work. But definitely felt like, at least for the holdover, should have released these leftover tracks as an EP, just to get the fans, at least an appetizer before the main entree came through. But definitely, guys, I'm gonna play this for you. I made this EP. I pretty much compiled all the tracks that he, from the time that he released MPLS to the time that he dropped his next project. All the tracks that, or like the few tracks, 6 tracks in total that he made that he didn't drop as, and he just dropped as a Lucy, but he didn't put in a project. So I got it all together, and basically the title of this little fan-made EP is called Guilty of Dedication, The Lost Files. So right off the bat, you could tell this EP is gonna go in hard just by that title, Guilty of Dedication. I mean, that shit is very, very savvy. I like the phrase, guilty of working your ass off, guilty of doing what you need to do. Like, that's like taking pride. That's how prideful you are of your work ethic, and the time that you put into making your craft. So without further ado, I want to get into the first track. I'm just gonna hop out the car real quick. Gotta get some money out, and then after that we'll hit the road. But ladies and gentlemen, I kept you guys waiting for long enough. We're gonna cut the chat and get into track 1, titled The Corner. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. I remember it all like it was yesterday. In the summer 2006. That's when it all changed. That's when it became Geechee. That's when it became that young nigga on the corner. That young nigga on the corner. You fuck with him, you meet the corner. Back and forth across the border. Was welcoming you with the foreigners. He had the bitches and he had the whips. To live that life, he had to take that risk. That young nigga on the corner. That young nigga on the corner. Yeah, it was back in 06 when I first seen the bread. Facts. In the kitchen, my brother was whipping his wrist. Asked him what he was doing, he told me don't trip. But I knew what that nigga was making him flip. Cause he was paying the bills but working no job. Man, that shit, that made no sense. And he would leave for a week, then come back the next to buy him a Benzo with tents. Nigga was getting it in and getting them gone. Plus he had multiple phones, cause one was for trapping and one was for calling them bitches. I swear they ain't leave him alone. Young nigga, he made a killing, man, he made a killing. He Puerto Rico, man, he made $1 million. The feds was on him, so he cut them off. He flushed the work, he had to take them off. He left the States and got it out the country. Geechee to Gusto. So burst Gusto Geechee. From Minneapolis to DC. A new young nigga emerges.
Figure out a better position for this guy.
That young nigga on the corner. Fuck with him, you need the corner. Back and forth across the border. Was well connected with the foreigners. He had the bitches and he had the whips. To live that life, he had to take that risk. That young nigga on the corner. That young nigga on the corner. He was selling them keys and pushing them O's. Young nigga had him a sack, was charging them max, but got all the packs for the low. Cause all he knew was to get it, and then he was split it with all of the few that he trusted. But some niggas took it for granted, was leaving him stranded. When word got to run, he got busted. The shit was a mess. My brother was gone, my mother was stressed, cause now she alone to pay for the crib. So guess what I did? I ran up a check. I was beating the block, the tool in my drawers, the work in my socks, cause now I'm the one on the corner. That young nigga back on the corner.
Dope ass track. I do apologize. I know the reason why we're making these videos is so that way you can see me react to it. I do apologize. I have to bounce, get some money real quick, and get in the car. But listen, this is definitely one of my favorite Nikko Lafre tracks of all time. Trust me when I say I love this track, because look, I can hear this lyric over and over again, and there's a certain kind of vibe and story that goes with it. So basically, what happens is, you know, if you guys remember from MPLS, Nikko Lafre did, you know, 2 songs that covered Geechee, who, as Nikko Lafre refers to as his brother, but realistically, that's his uncle, aka his mother's sister. And he just further evaluates further, you know, going into more things that he probably left off or forgot to add to the previous 2 tracks that he did on that previous project. But yeah, he goes into details. Basically, he covers some of the same stuff, like how, you know, how Geechee was basically, you know, was cooking in the kitchen, you know, making his drugs, fucking selling that shit on the low, building his wealth up, you know, and of course eventually getting chased out by the feds. But you know, he had little tidbits, you know, basically showing how Geechee was his introduction to drug selling. You know, pretty much that's how Nikko got into slanging. You know, as a little kid, saw him cooking in the kitchen. Of course, Geechee was always providing the money to his, you know, to his mom, you know, Nikko's mom, and basically was just riding in new fresh whips every fucking day, looking clean as fuck. And of course, as soon as he disappeared, that's when Nikko felt like he had to take his shoes and take his place and pretty much bring the money back, because, you know, nobody was supporting Nikko's mom at that time. And, you know, of course, it was a hard time, you know, when you're living in projects. You gotta understand, like, low-end jobs and all that shit. But you know, when you make, I mean, it's a proven commodity. As much as I hate to say it, people who sell drugs make more money than people who do that typical 9-to-5 bullshit. But yeah, that's pretty much where Nikko elaborates how the throne, or the torch got passed on from Geechee to Gusto, which is who Nikko refers himself to. And unfortunately, the one negative thing that all fans know is that this brother changes his name 5 different times. We were all cool with Nikko Lafre, and this is where he was like, I'm gonna change my name to Gusto Geechee. And of course, that's what he tried to title onto his next project, which he put up for sale on iTunes. Should have stuck with Nikko Lafre, bro. It was solid. But nah, definitely a dope track. You know, spitting all this poetic lyric over a 90s type New York style kind of hip hop beat. You know, the lo-fi effect, plus some 808s to kick in, man. That kicked in hard, and I love that kick roll that introduced the second verse. Sick as fuck. We're gonna move on to track 2, and this one's called Secret and Sins. My bad, y'all. I got the flu.
Still like what you see now. Secrets and sins unexposed. some things I regret. But it was all for the check. MGs in the flesh, had a plug for the blow. Little niggas getting dope till the plug got locked and my brother got shot. Swear the streets so cold, man, it's fucked up. Niggas dying over jealousy. Free slim, the homies kinda feeling me. My pops called, be careful, that's what he telling me. That's why I never buy into the lies they be selling me. Niggas said I lose it all, but I doubled up. Turned a 20 to a 40 in a couple months. Heard they looking for Joe, so we was on the run. A product of my environment, yeah, I'm from the slums. Where the love don't live and they take, don't give. Real shit, no fear, fuck, nigga, don't try. I got a pass real grind. So if you do, they gon' have to come find me. With your head in my lap and the lid in my strap, cause I'm busting at the feds on sight. And I don't really give a fuck, never did, never will. I leave all you niggas dead on life. Me in traffic, but thank God ain't none of them bullets hit me today. If he wasn't with me, it could've been something tragic. Some niggas heard I had work, so they ran schemes. It's well running my condo to find a triple beam, but I seen him coming up, so I got it all flushed. What it's like it's a movie and it's the first scene. Cause I ain't even 21 yet, he ain't gon' get permitted for a gun yet. But still I'm riding with a tech in the streets, I'm a vet, son. Niggas, but ain't even got a son yet. And I'm took sunrise to the sunset, cause the boy got bills and they all do. Committed sins, but fucking nigga, we all do. Ain't got no holes in my story, nigga, it's all true, and that's facts.
Y'all see me? I do some stupid Japanese style poses. I don't know why. I watch too much anime, man. But yeah, sick ass track. Also, that's a new addition I'm adding because it happened, I think, the previous video where it would play the next track without me even knowing. I got a program, so now basically it's just gonna repeat or loop on the same track unless I skip to the next track, so that way it won't spoil and I can do my little reviews about how I felt about each track. This track was definitely chill, cool. I like the samples. It played back and played to the theme, you know, basically how Nikko's, you know, keeping, you know, he's doing a lot of stuff, you know, on the low, hiding from the feds, you know, not trying to get caught like his uncle did, who got evicted to Haiti. I fucks with it. It's one of those tracks where like you kind of like just sit there and kind of reflect on things, you know. And that's kind of like what he was doing there too. He was just like speaking what was on his mind, you know. Got a cup full of lean, you know. Man, drug full of love, man. But like, you know, everyone gets that time where like you just kind of have a lot on your mind and it's heavy. And I think this is what this track was. It was basically kind of like him just telling his secrets and his sins, and you know, getting that off his chest and his mind. So I fucks with him. I fucks with him on this track. Track 3 we got coming up is called My Work. It's got featuring 2 artists. One is London X, and the other one is definitely a reoccurring, well, not a recurring, but another feature reprising his work, or what's the word I'm looking for? Collab with Nikko Lafre, and that's none other than Mr. Johnny Rain Man himself.
Shot it on the dope dealer. Rolling folk, switch up, only smoke killer. Fucking with my money, you get hurt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. I ride on them, D.O.S. laying in the dirt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my
trapping out in DC. Then made the move to the 305. And now I'm plugged with some Haitian niggas yelling side by side. I'm on the Creole vibes. Oh, pussy boy, we don't believe your lies. You ain't jigging, nigga, you ain't selling pies. You ain't in the hood, you ain't down to fight. Cause you ain't never had a ride, you know homicide, you little nigga. You a fuck boy, just be honest. Try me, you get murked, I promise. I can't fold, nigga, that's on mamas. Just be cool, boy, you don't want drama. I got souls and they all told llamas. You wake up, nigga, pick your coffin. It's on sight when I see no talking. It's on sight when I see no talking.
Turn up, shut it on the dope dealer. Rollin' full, switch up on it, smoke killer. Fucking with my money, you get hurt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. I ride on them, leave your ass laying in the dirt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work.
Yeah, I got pure white, no stepped on. Whole slab, no bacon on it. Them cracks blow a whole check on that type of shit and they waiting on it. Broke niggas, they hating on it. You say about me, but don't say it to me. These niggas hold something like these bitches that sell that pussy to bring a cake to me. I'm pimping. So when I speak, these hoes, they listen. You try to ride, boy, you'll go missing. I'm on the stove fucking up that kitchen. I need the money in my palms, they itch. These niggas tight with the feds, they snitch. That's why I never say shit about shit. Let's talk about doing down letting niggas know. Yeah, I tell them like this.
Turn up, shut it on the dope dealer. Rollin' full, switch up on it, smoke killer. Fucking with my money, you get hurt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. I ride on them, leave your ass laying in the dirt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. Turn up, shut it on the dope dealer. Rollin' full, switch up on it, smoke killer. Fucking with my money, you get hurt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. I ride on them, leave your ass laying in the dirt, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga. That's what you get, fucking with my work, nigga.
Woo! Now that's a fucking good ass banger, man. I think it's self-explanatory. This is basically a fuck with me, you know I got it kind of vibe. But more like in a turn up version, you know, mess with me, I'm gonna fuck you up. And you know, Nikko got into his verse. He did his shit. Basically, was talking about moving his fucking kilos, and you come up and blow up his fucking his heist. Best believe he gonna come at you and make sure you ain't breathing no more. Not an ex, the female that came in with the third verse. All right, nice complimentary piece right there. I love the turn up beat. Johnny Rain, even though I wish he would have gotten the verse, killed it with the hook, man. I mean, that was definitely my highlight of the track for sure. But yeah, definitely I fucks with this with that track. We're gonna move on to track 4, and yes, it is my favorite duo working together again. Johnny Rain is back again for another back-to-back feature. Except it's just him and Nikko doing their thing, man. That Jay-Z, R. Kelly shit. You know, minus fucking the minor bitches. But no, this one's titled Pro, so hopefully you guys enjoy this one.
Shawty making love to that pole. Better on that slow. Girl, you got that good, I want it. Keep on working for this, though. Keep on working for this, though. She dancing for me, I love the way that she grinding slow and just take it all out. Ow. I grab my money, I'm bout it. She climb the pole and I make it all far. And she drop it low and we do it like this over and over and over and over again. Over and over and over and over again. Drop it low. Drop it low, girl, yeah. Drop it. Over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, hey look, I'm a young rich soul tryna function. So I'm gon' blow dope by the onion. And I'm gon' sip lick by the bottle. In the club with the fit full of models. But I'm really in this bitch for scrippers. Little nigga with a real big tipper. I blow 20 one night, no issue. Then get it back same week a little quicker. Cause I'm flipping the yayo. All through in my yayo. My plug callin' Pedro, that Migo be taxing. He bring me the packs. Rich white as some mayo, these bitches they pee. I'm straight from the streets. That's why they be on me, they know that I got it. So now they gon' pop it. Cause me and my homies, we pull out them hundreds, then fuck up the weather. That mean it's gon' rain, so bring them umbrellas. Them niggas be hating, I see it, they jealous. That's why when we pull up, we got the Berettas like fucking security. No pat down, you touch me, this RIP. You stuck in the front, gotta show ID. But I'm straight through the back to the VIP. Yeah, nigga, I do what I want while you do what you can. Lil' mama got booty, she clapping like hands. She popping the pussy, I'm popping the bands. Might fuck her right now and that shit's on the mans. Cause shorty be flexing, that ass is a blessing. Ain't think it was real till she told me to feel it. Shit was so soft and I see it so often. She get on that pole and I know she gon' kill it. That's
Over and over and over and over again.
yeah.
Over and over and over and over again.
Young need.
Drop it low. Drop it low, girl, yeah. Over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, in the face she a 10, with a body like a Benz. So bad she a sin and I wanna see her win. So this cash I'm spending, fuck around and pay her rent. I swear she deserve it. Gotta ask for the worship. No lies, really perfect. The bags and the purses. I told her go ahead and purchase. It's only right, girl, you working at OT. My nigga Johnny came with me, yeah, SOD. He in the cut shades on, yeah, he low key. And me, I'm probably running blunt to the OG because the nigga tryna smoke some. I'm racked up, so fuck him and I'ma throw some. And if she want it, I tell her she gotta show some. Then I'ma give it all to her like I owe some. Been in this bitch since 12, now it's 4 some. Goddamn, now it's back to the farm blue. Some hoes said he tryna slide, so I brought him through. Was on one, so I really can't remember names, but I know we made a movie in a part 2, in a part 3 maybe. I know this lifestyle sound a little crazy, but when you're young with a check, there's knowing that you get used to it, so it really don't faze me. I do the shit
Over and over and over and over again. Over and over and over and over again. Drop it low. Drop it low, girl, yeah.
Drop it.
Over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Woo, man. Let me get this lights on, man. That was crazy fucking good. Oh, I think I turned this off by accident. There we go. Now that shit was clear. Let me put on the white so now you can see me clearly. Yeah, I fucks with that track. Man, that shit went in ham. I don't think there's anything else I could say. other than I need Nikko and Johnny Rain to work together again and make more tracks together, because those two are just an absolute 1-2 kill of a combo. I mean, they can make some of the most realist tracks, and they could just make a heavy club banger. I mean, y'all just felt that shit. Look, say what you want about today's hip hop, where nowadays a nigga can't be hot, you know, spitting bars unless he's got a little bit of a auto tune in his voice. But yeah, you could definitely shoot straight fire, man, like that in bars. And if you flowing like that, man, how you gonna sit there and act like that shit ain't hot? Especially when he's talking like a fucking thug, man. That's gonna get all the fellas in the room just be like chest up like a fucking gorilla, you know? Wanna beat their fucking chest. And all the fucking females gonna be out there twerking their ass off. I mean, come on. Especially when you got the light effects going on like that. Alright, y'all. So we're gonna get into track number 5. And this one's titled Zach LaVine. Could have named it after any Minnesota athlete. Why he chose Zach LaVine out of everyone else, I'll explain after this.
I pull up clean like what the fuck they mean. I got the white, got the molly, and I got the lean. I got the pack, cook the best, now I'm a serve fiends. I'm in the trap, and it's jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine.
Look, I got drove by the zip, I got lean by the pint, and the coke by the gram, paid 2 for the key, I made 12 on the flip. I came up 10 bands and it's word to the block. Strapped up with a Glock, and I just prayed on jam when we go one trip. I hit him with the whole clip, and leave his head in his hand, cause I can't die yet, man, no way. So I'm with the gunplay like Rose. Got a plug overseas named Jose, and I ain't never met Yeezy, but I know Ye. So believe me when I tell you that it's A1, and it's weed that I'm selling that's J1. I've been around the street shit since day one, seen a whole lot, but I swear I never say nothing to a fuck boy, cause I live by the code, and my dog got fired cause a fuck nigga told. So I stay low key and I don't trust not a soul, man, it's work to these niggas and them groupie assholes. So don't hit a nigga line if it ain't about the work. Never had shit, boy, I got it from the dirt. Started with the Chevy, now I'm riding in the dirt. Pull up on them like skirt, pull them up in like what the fuck they mean. I got the white, got the molly, and I got the lean. I got the pack, cook the best, now I'm a serve fiends. I'm in the trap, and it's jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho is jumping like it's Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, ho.
Okay, so the reason why this track was titled Zach LaVine was because this track was dropped about a week before the All-Star game back 2014, 2015. I believe the year that Andrew Wiggins was drafted and traded to the Timberwolves immediately after that time. When Zach LaVine was entering his second year, he was heading into the All-Star weekend as a participant for the dunk contest, and because of that, that's why Nikko Lafre made this track. Hence, why this trap is bumping or jumping like I'm bad with lyrics, y'all. Crucify me, but at the end of the day, you get what I'm trying to say. He's basically saying how the trap is jumping like Zach LaVine, and Zach LaVine got major hops, y'all. Which unfortunately really was the one exciting thing he had during his time with the Timberwolves, and then of course he got shipped. Like any player who is no longer serviceable or useful in the eyes of NBA general managers and owners. One of the major reasons why I kind of lost love and stopped watching the NBA. Because then all teams were focused about was just getting as many superstars as you can on your team, when superstars just don't grow out of trees. They actually are groomed and are developed through the draft. Which, if teams would just be smart, stick with your fucking top 5 pick if you got one. Don't bitch if you don't have the first or second overall pick. You're still bound to get a really good player, and you could probably build it if you know who you're scouting and who you're gonna draft. It's not that fucking hard. You know what I mean? That's why I was kind of at first a little disappointed that the Lakers gave up the 4th overall pick for Anthony Davis. But you know what? They got a player who's about to hit his prime, if he's not already in his prime, and he's still young and fresh. This isn't like you traded for LeBron James, or like how the Raptors took a huge gamble and traded for Kawhi Leonard. And I mean, I don't think they give up the first round pick. If they did, then you know, that's on me. But first round picks are valuable, dude. That's why I was also pissed off that they traded D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, he had that Nick Young incident, but you know what? You could say whatever as he caused the issue in the locker room. The dude pretty much exposed Nick Young to cheating. At the end of the day, you know, he was just a messenger to Iggy to pretty much break that shit off. But other than that, that's not a crime to me. If anything, you pretty much prevented Iggy from finding out the truth the harder way. But yeah, I hope Nikko Lafre, when he comes back to rapping, whenever he does, please come back. Next time you get a title or track after an athlete, please do it after someone who is, I mean, you could have, damn, dude, you could have chosen Adrian Peterson. You could have chosen Kevin Garnett. You could have chosen fucking Randy Moss. Bro, you could have chose Chris Carter. You could have chosen, you could have made a song about, what's his name? Joe Marr, who played fucking how many years with the fucking Twins? But he chose Zach LaVine. Hell, you could have done Andrew Wiggins or Karl Anthony Towns. He chose Zach LaVine. Kind of tells you why his career went. Come on, man. You gotta talk about the best. You gotta compare yourself to the best. The next track I better see better be titled AD or / all day. I can fucking do this shit all day. Like, talk about slang, whatever he gotta say, whatever he's talking about. If he's gotta hustle all day, be like, I can do this all day like Adrian Peterson. Do it. Get yourself some momentum. I mean, come on, man. You gotta represent your city better. All right, enough about the rant. We're going into the final track of this EP, track 6, and this one's called, or self-titled, basically, Guilty of Dedication. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and if there's any comments or any feedbacks you want to tell me or share with me that could make this channel better, hey, I'm all ears for it. You know, obviously right now I'm working with, I got a Note 8 as my recorder, so I gotta get a better camera, maybe get better focus, get a better HD, but you know, we'll go from there step by step. Maybe I'll explain my life story one time when I got like a crazy amount of subscribers, and like if I hit 1 million views and I end up having 500,000 subscribers at least, I'll do a life story basically of why I'm in the situation I am right now and all that. But other than that, yeah, just enjoy the ride, and hopefully you guys enjoy what I played, the content here. And if you want to suggest something like a mixtape or something that you want to hear or me react to, I'm not gonna say no. I got a lot of shit that I really need to cover before I start doing new releases, but I definitely will be checking out new releases as I go, especially from some of the artists I really fucks with. Like I said, I'm more focused on covering artists that are not as popular out there, who really deserve the recognition as some of the artists that are like crazy endorsed by billboards and all these freaking medias that comes with, you know, some of these major recording labels. But yeah, for sure, yeah, like someone wants to be like, oh, you should do a review on Save Me, that new EP future release. Fuck yeah, I'll do it. I mean, yeah, why not? But yeah, of course I'm gonna kind of do my thing. But if someone brings up a suggestion and wants me to review something, yeah, I'll be down for sure. But let's get into track 6, baby, and let's close this EP out in fashion with Guilty of Dedication.
They used to laugh when I would say that would be something, but now them same niggas talking about they need something. Them hard times, it ain't no secret, boy, I seen something. So from flexing and just understanding means something way more. This lifestyle, man, this the shit I used to pray for. To be a king is what I'm working like a slave for. The same reason I was trapping, selling weight for, to make a way for the few people that was with me before I had me set. It's back when I was plugged in, had poppy sending the pets. My mama, she was stressed, so I told her, mama, relax, cause I'ma put you in them hills, and months later, that's where she at, boy, that's some real shit. I took it 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. So fuck the label, sign myself, and now I'm real lit. They hate me now, I say just wait until I'm real rich. I'll make them real sick, cause I'm gonna drop cash from that S-Class, then pull up on them like how it look. Fast thinking it's some dirty money, but it's all legal, yeah, it's by the book. Cause the street shit, I did that and got tired with it, so I switched hustles. But it's for this rap shit, I'm all money, yeah, no nip hustle, just so neat. Same niggas since Front Street. Come wrong and I come see, cause I'm talk much with the gun speed. 20K, that's 1 week. Have a ticket, that's 5 months. And I know I said I caught 1 Benz, but fuck that, I need 5 of them. No plan, nigga, let's get it. Fuck talking about it, I live it. That's why shit, I'm with it. Ran through these hoes, I'm in it. Smith Wesson on me was in it. That 30 clip, when I pull a trick, I don't never miss. Just with the shot, I'm going right, so I take one of these melon split like nothing. Y'all mean a nigga, no bluffing. He ain't fucking with me, then fuck him. No funny shit, but I'll touch him. These new niggas can't trust him, cause Lord knows they tellin'. My brothers, man, they feelings. Can't name a drug, they ain't selling. You can't tell me shit if it ain't about that grip, cause I'm all about that check. Need 100 million, I'm set. Now put the shit on my set. I'm stay working, trying to get up in a new tax bracket. Reminiscing them long nights, I was serving up to them crack addicts on 5th Street. Shopping on this want me, but now we shopping in Paris, France, and the new Balenciagas. I bought 3. No Prodigy with the Mob Deep. And all them niggas my day ones. Know a couple niggas is doing life, and a couple niggas that'll take one if I say so. Got a whole lot, but need way more, cause that's why I still ain't satisfied. That's why I'm television till the day the vision is televised. Been slept on way too long, but I'm still believing it'll come in time. Cause Pops told me that I'll be the greatest, and I swear that nigga ain't never lied, so I'm staying patient. Started rapping, I was in the basement. Now I'm plotting my first tour, and I thank God, cause this shit amazing. Got fans all around the nation, they all say I'm the best out, I will be. The crime of dedication, forgive me, Father, I'm guilty, I'm guilty.